Some Minneapolis homeowners are accidentally putting themselves into one of the most financially stressful situations possible, owning 2 homes at the same time. And the crazy part, most of them didn't see it coming. Because when you're trying to buy and sell at the same time, one wrong move can completely change your monthly payment, your stress level, and your entire moving timeline. So, if you're thinking about moving anywhere in Minneapolis or the Twin Cities, this is something you really need to understand before making a move. Because today, we're breaking down whether you should sell before buying, when buying first might make sense, the hidden risk most homeowners underestimate, and the biggest mistake I keep seeing people make way too late in the process. And honestly, this decision can either make your move feel strategic and controlled, or incredibly stressful. So, let's get into it. Now, first, there's no universal right answer here. And that's important, because a lot of online advice makes this sound simple. It's not. The right strategy depends on your finances, your equity, your comfort level with risk, your timeline, and the type of market that we're in. But here's what I can tell you right away. Most homeowners emotionally want to buy first. And honestly, that makes total sense. You want to secure the next house before giving up your current one. You want certainty, you want control, and you probably don't want to feel rushed trying to find your next home after selling. That's completely understandable. But here's where this gets risky. Buying first sounds smart until your current home doesn't sell as quickly as expected, because suddenly you may be dealing with 2 mortgage payments, 2 utility bills, 2 property tax statements, maintenance on 2 homes, and way more financial pressure than you originally planned for. And this is where a lot of homeowners get caught off guard, because carrying 2 homes for even a few months can feel very different than people expect, especially if interest rates shift, unexpected repairs come up, or buyer activity slows down. Now, that does not mean buying first is always a bad strategy. There are definitely situations where it can work really, really well. For example, if you have substantial equity, strong cash reserves, flexibility financially, or a home that's likely to attract strong buyer interest, then buying first may create less stress overall, especially if finding the right replacement home is your biggest concern. But again, the important word here is strategy, not emotion. Because emotional decisions during a move are usually where problems start. And honestly, this is one of the biggest things I keep seeing right now. Homeowners waiting too long to build a plan. They wait until they already found a house they love, or they suddenly need to move quickly, or they feel pressure to make decisions fast. And then the process becomes reactive instead of strategic. That's usually when stress levels spike. Now, let's talk selling first, because this is often the more financially conservative approach. And for many homeowners, it creates way more clarity. Here's why. When you sell first, you know exactly how much equity you have, what your realistic down payment looks like for the next home, what your monthly payment may be, and what budget actually feels comfortable moving forward. That certainty can make the buying side much less stressful, because now you're making decisions based on real numbers. Not guesses, not estimates, real numbers. But of course, selling first has its own emotional challenges too, because this is the fear almost everyone has. What if I sell my home and can't find another one? And honestly, that's a very real concern, especially if inventory is limited, or if you're searching within a very specific price range, or if you're looking for a very specific style of home. This is exactly why planning ahead matters so much, because the homeowners who usually feel the most confident during this process aren't necessarily the ones with the highest budgets. They're the ones with the clearest strategy. And this is where timing becomes incredibly important. The people who usually have the smoothest moves typically start preparing months before they actually move. Not weeks, months. Because when you plan early, you give yourself time to understand your equity position, review financing options, prepare your current home if needed, understand your monthly payment comfort zone, and create a realistic timeline. That preparation changes everything. And honestly, it usually reduces stress more than anything else. Now, another thing that matters here is understanding how market conditions affect your strategy, because different markets create different risks. For example, in a stronger seller's market, selling first may feel less risky because those homes are moving faster and buyer demand is stronger. But in a slower market, some homeowners feel more comfortable securing the next property first. Again, just like everything else in real estate, there's no one-size-fits-all answer here. And this is why generic national advice usually falls short, because your local market matters, your finances matter, and more importantly than anything else, your goals matter. Now, let's talk about something that people do not discuss enough when moving: the emotional side of this entire process. Because moving is not just financial, it's emotional too. A lot of people have lived in their home for years, sometimes decades, sometimes for generations. There's comfort there, routine, memories. And when emotions mix with large financial decisions, people often make rushed choices. This is why having a clear strategy matters so much, because uncertainty is usually what creates the stress, not the move itself, the uncertainty. Now, here's something I think almost every homeowner should do before deciding whether to move. Run the numbers honestly. Not just, what could I sell my house for? But what would your next monthly payment realistically look like? How much equity would you actually like to walk away with? What would closing costs look like? How would today's interest rates affect your payment? And how would the move impact your lifestyle financially? Because sometimes people realize moving makes more sense than they thought. And other times, they realize staying put might actually be the better financial decision right now. Both outcomes are completely okay. The goal is clarity, not pressure. And by the way, if you're thinking about moving anywhere in Minneapolis or the Twin Cities, make sure you subscribe, because I make weekly videos helping homeowners and home buyers better understand this market, avoid expensive mistakes, and make smarter buying and selling decisions. Now, here's probably the biggest takeaway from this entire conversation. Most moving mistakes happen because people wait too long to understand their options. That's it. They wait until the pressure is already high, the timeline feels urgent, or they're emotionally attached to a specific house. And then they're forced into reactive decisions. The homeowners who usually have the smoothest experience, they prepare early, even if they're still 3 months away, 6 months away, or even a year away from moving. So if you're watching this right now and thinking, okay, maybe I should start planning earlier than I originally thought, that's probably the right mindset. Because having an early strategy, it can save you money, stress, and a lot of unnecessary surprises later. And honestly, you don't need to have every answer figured out today. You don't need your house ready tomorrow. And you definitely don't need to commit to moving immediately. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is simply understand your options before the pressure starts. At the end of the day, the homeowners who usually feel the most confident during a move aren't necessarily the ones with the biggest budgets. They're the ones with the clearest plan. And even if your move is still months away, understanding your options early can make this entire process feel a lot less overwhelming. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about buying or selling anywhere in Minneapolis, St. Paul, or the greater Twin Cities area, feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.